Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Ruin. So today we're doing Let's Talk Legendary. Today we'll be talking about Arcum Dagsson. So as you can see in the obvious picture, Arcum is actually a human from the plane of Dominaria from the area known as Terrasaria. He was a researcher during the Ice Age who lived in the city of Soldev, a Kajorlian city. He was a machinist, which is actually the study of ancient artifacts. Those artifacts from the Brothers' War being studied the most by him. He wanted to study these artifacts to create his own versions. The reason to create more versions was actually to help the Kajorian and the Soul Dev. Sadly, the Soul Dev Adonites interfered with Arcum's work with Steam Beasts and then the Phyrexian War Beasts, which went out of control and destroyed the entire city. But because of the destruction of the city, Arcum spent the rest of his life trying to make amends for this. We do know he actually did help stop Hyder's Ice Age Phyrexians, but after all that, the old man had actually died of a heart attack, and that is all the information we have him at the moment. So you've seen this card throughout the video. He's actually only represented in this one card only, and he's also existed for quite some time, and they finally decided to make a card of him in the Double Masters. And it quite simply says, target artifacts, creatures, controls, sacrifices. That player may search their library for a non-creature artifact card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. And the saying is really cool: artifice sundered the world, it shall not again wreak such sorrow. Well, with so many cards, there's not a lot of information on him, but there's a lot of cards that he's associated with. And this one is actually quite simple. It's his astrolabe. And through the time of Ice Age has ended, its relics still slumber in New Argive. And, there it is. Then we got, an Ice Age card, which makes sense because that's where he was from. And it's his Weather Vane. Says target snow-covered land becomes a non-snow-covered land of that same type. Mark the changed land with a counter, cost 2, or vice versa. And we can't forget another fun little card. It's Arcum Slay, cost 1 man. Attacking this turn does not cause target creature to tap. You cannot use this ability if defending player controls no snow-covered lands, and it costs 2. Interesting card, interesting picture. It's everything about it is just interest, not the best card, but I really like this fun ability. So Arcum is actually only depicted in one card, even though there's a lot of cards that look like him or close to. This one is, we know for sure, and that is him blowing the whistle. And we won't go into detail about what the artifact does. We just wanted to describe what the picture is. So Arcum is actually quoted or referred to in many cards. So we're going to start off with Aegis of the Meek from Ice Age, and it says, with a marvel, even the weak have a frightened chance. Arcum Dagsson, the Machinist. Next we have his Soldevi Sage, but only from the Alliances. And it says, our underground archives grow daily as our excavators and sages alike dig to uncover hidden wonders. Arcum. Then we got Aether Glider. I know I probably said that wrong, from Alliance. It says, sacrilege, a noble ally in life made nothing more than a glorified kite in death. Next we have is Soldevi Sentry. So these are like artifact creatures that he created or recreated. That's why there is a lot of association with these such cards. So this one is a dreadful invention. What ease it is there to watchful eye of the cold steel. Then we have the Baton of Morale. It says the goblins would kill to get a hold of this one. Arcum. Then we have Soldevi Steam Beast. It says Dagasson saw the steam as life-giving until his followers felt its scalding touch. And then we got Icy Manipulator from Ice Age. The scavenger who first found it called it the Bone Crank. Not a bad name, I'd say. Arcum. Then we have the Staff of the Ages from Ice Age as well. But it says, we found the staff useful in our visit to this very commission. Wouldn't Relic Bane prefer we had been slain by Limdal's horrors? That's right, the other most famous card in all of Ice Age, Jester's Cap. Just look at that amazing card. And that's right, Arcum is associated with it. It says, know your foes' strengths as well as their weaknesses. Arcum. And I think we have one of his most famous sayings from Steel Golem. It says, once you create perfection, what else is there to make? Arcum. Then we got Mishra's Bauble. It says, Arcum is babbling fool. Phyrexian technology is our greatest blessing. Take this delightful trinket, for instance, Haidar. Then there's Stone Rain from Ice Age. It says, may the forces that took Argoth beneath the waves never come among us again. Arcum. Then we have Naturalized from the 10th edition. It says, well, it also makes a very nice flower pot. So I feel like Arkham's associated with like half the cards from Ice Age, even though that's a huge set. So we got Sunstone, and it says, I dispute Relic Bane's hysterical allegations, Commissioner, but it is true that these artifacts can be dangerous. Arcum. Then we have Pentagram of the Ages. The quote goes, take this item for instance. How would it destroy us, Relic Bane? Arcum. Next we have is Urza's Engine from Alliances. It says, humans and machines working together can be a fearsome indeed. Then we have Phyrexian Warpiece. It says, deal with the spawn of Phyrexia cautiously. Only with time may we control them. Archon. And another Ice Age card, Vibrating Sphere. It says, unearthly and invisible fibers emanate from the sphere, entangling all who drew near. Then we have Shield of Ages. It says, this shield is a true rarity, an artifact whose purpose is obvious. Then we have Walking Wall. It says, the fortress is not what it seems. Arkham. And you see them walking. This is one of my favorite cards from Ice Age. And we got Soldevi Digger from Alliances. It says, this ceaseless device has helped uncover marvels unreachable by mere flesh. Arkham. Then we have War Chariot. It says, I wouldn't advise using it with a woolly mammoth, but it is quite appropriate for many other beasts. Archon. Then we have Soldevi Heretic. It says, in the arms of tragedy, there is little comfort in being right. Serene Bane. And the other person is actually Archon. Then we got Whalebone Glider. This one's quite simple. It says, it's no ornithopter, but then I have no Urza. Archon. And the last and final card on this entire list is Soldevi Mechanus. And there he is. That's him. Perhaps this time the power of the Artificer shall be used wisely. Arkham. So just like the Planeswalker Sarah, this one doesn't have a lot of information as well. So Arkham and Sarah have a lot in common. There's so many cards associated with them, but there's very little information on these. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys have a good day and a good evening.